Do you ever wonder what makes Ryan's videos just work? Well, there's a reason for it, and rumor has it he follows a story structure called the Harmon Story Circle, which is 8 points that are in a story that's supposed to make it satisfactory and engaging. But how much does Ryan follow this structure, and how much does he veer away from it? Because at the end of the day, a story structure is just a framework, it's a guide, it's not a set of rules that you have to follow. So let's break down one of Ryan's latest videos to see how much he actually uses the story circle. So the first beat in the story circle is called You. It's just your main character, your protagonist, your hero, and in this case it's Ryan. You might think that we don't need to introduce who Ryan is because who doesn't know who Ryan Trahan is, but there are people that don't know who Ryan is, and either way, it's good to have this kind of establishing who is this guy, what are we in for, who are we gonna hang out with for the next half hour.
This is gonna be awesome! It's 6 in the morning, let's go get on that train. Everyone is so excited to board this train. I located my train car and found my seat, so let the adventure begin!
So right off the bat, we see, okay, it's a sweet kid, he loves trains, he likes to travel, he's going on this trip, going on this adventure, this is gonna be fun. Now, the next thing is need. Your character has to need something. Take a look at what Ryan needs in this video.
First, we go north from Washington, D.C. That's 24 hours right there. Next, we go to Chicago, and then we make our way all the way to Seattle, Washington, before embarking to Alaska, where I will hopefully someday finish this journey. I think I just came to a conclusion. I want to eat everything on that menu. I'm on the train for many days. I love the concept of a restaurant on a train. Just been listening to old CDs. I borrowed a bunch of old CDs from my dad. These were some of the first albums I ever listened to in my life. That's a banger. When and if we make it to the final leg of this train ride in Alaska, I'm going to be meeting up with my dad. I got him the Alaska train ticket for his birthday. He's always dreamed of going to Alaska, and if you have watched my videos at all, you know that man loves trains. He knows I'm meeting him there, but he actually has no idea I'm crossing America by Amtrak right now. As a matter of fact, he thinks I'm home in Austin, which is hilarious. So if I do manage to get to Alaska, I am going to return all his old CDs, but there's also going to be a new one in the pile. I'll explain this later.
Now, there are a few things at play here. First off is the train ride itself. This is what the whole video is about. He wants to take the longest train ride in America. So that's one of the needs. But another one is getting to Alaska to meet his dad for his dad's birthday. That's another need. Another need is the secret surprise gift that we don't quite know about yet. That's another need. When your character needs something, that gives the character something to reach for, to work towards, to get towards this end goal, kind of. It gives you an idea of, okay, what is the purpose of the story? What are we going to be doing in this story? And in this case, it's multiple things. In many great stories, there have multiple needs at play. Now, the next part of the story is you have to go. Your character has to make this active decision to go into whatever thing that he's gonna go into. Now, for YouTube, this works a bit differently because you have to go right off the bat. I mean, 30 seconds into the video, Ryan goes on the train. So this is kind of out of place in a way, but if you think about it, we have other needs as well, like the menu thing. He's gonna go and get food from the menu, or the secret surprise gift that we don't quite know about. He's probably gonna start working on that. So in a sense, he goes when the video starts, but in another sense, there are other needs that he goes towards later on in the video at this point in the story circle. The next beat is called Search, and this is kind of the meat of the story, the juicy part. This is why we clicked on the video. This is the train delays, the friends leaving, the trials that he has to go through to get to his main goal, getting stuck in the bathroom, ending up on the bottom bunk bed every time. Different little things that kind of prevent him from getting to where he wants to go, to prevent him from getting to what he needs, which is to Alaska to meet up with his dad, and as well as all of these other things that we've talked about. Number 5 out of 8. Find. It feels like we've made it. We've kind of made it to the end of the story. He's arrived into Alaska. He was able to meet with his dad on time, and everything seems like it's worked out just the way we need it to work. But has it really? Because in this part of the story, it's supposed to be kind of a false ending. You want to make it feel like you got to the end of the video, but you didn't actually get to the end. You haven't actually reached everything that you wanted to do. Right after you get to that false end and you feel like you kind of made it in your story and you're reaching your goals, and then you find out that you didn't actually, you just have a little bit further to go, then you get into the part of the story called Take. You have to really take what you want. And it sounds selfish and greedy, but ultimately what it means is your character has to buckle down and really fight for what he wants, fight for what he needs. And in this video, it doesn't necessarily feel like Ryan has to fight harder for anything. In fact, he takes a nap on the last train to his final destination. So this part of the story definitely could have had some more conflict, some more setbacks, but I could just be reading this wrong. Let me know in the comments. Point 7 is called Return. Your character is done with the journey and he returns home. Now, your character doesn't always have to literally return home. In this case, Ryan doesn't return home, but there are some things that go back to the way that they were in the beginning of the video. For instance, the CDs that Ryan took from his dad, he returns those. Or another example is Ryan himself is returned back to his dad because originally they were both, in Texas, in their houses. They were able to talk to each other and see each other, but then Ryan left. But now Ryan and his dad are reunited, so they've in a way returned to each other. See, the reason that Ryan couldn't go back home in the end of this video is that would have been so boring. YouTube videos have to kind of cut it short. They can't go to the very end of the entire proper story structure, because if it did, not many people are gonna watch till the end, right? So you need to cut it a bit short. The very last step in the story circle is called change. Your character has gone on this journey, and now we need to see how has the character changed. Now, in this video, the change part of the story, it doesn't come at the very, very end. It kind of comes a bit before the end, in this part right here.
I think it's so important to celebrate birthdays when they come around. Once a year, you have the chance to tell somebody, I'm really glad you were born. We passed under bridges, over freezing rivers. People played heads up on their phone. That honestly looks so fun. And I took a nap for a decent amount of this train ride. But when we finally arrived in Fairbanks, I knew it would all be worth it.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Yeah, because I want you to see the northern lights.
And all the things that you do.
And right there, that is the end of the video. Like I said, YouTube videos kind of have to cut the story a bit short to make sure that people watch towards the end of the video and don't just click off. The takeaway here is that story structure is good, but it's just a general idea of how things could go. It's just a suggestion of how things can play out. You don't have to follow it to the T. What you do have to do is understand how it works, and then why it works, and then when you should stick to the rules and when you should break the rules. The rules in storytelling are there for you to break, but you have to understand how the rules work before you break the rules. Okay, that's all the ideas I have for today. If you want to watch another video, there's these two right here. Either one of them are good, but that one might be a bit better, just saying.